Hi, I'm Amy Wolf with VUCast. Something I find completely fascinating is that many life-saving drugs come from nature. Penicillin comes from mold, erythromycin from soil bacteria, and cancer-fighting Taxol is made from the bark on a Pacific yew tree. Well, now a Vanderbilt chemist is trading his lab coat for a hard hat. He's searching the depths of the underworld for the next medicine. Barb Kramer takes us deep underground.
He's getting ready to start his search down under, deep into a cave.
It's nothing quite like dark. They're pitch black. They are cold.
Vanderbilt University chemistry professor Brian Bachman's heading deep inside.
All this material that you're seeing on here is life, and it's all alive.
Hunting for microorganisms that can produce drugs.
So the organisms that are living in these environments are having to fight for the small amount of nutrients that dribble down through the rocks and the sediments from above. So our theory is that they are going to fight by making drugs to defend and to attack each other in this environment.
Bachman thinks those cave compounds can help fight human diseases. He says thousands of organisms are in each teaspoonful sample he recovers. In his Vanderbilt lab, Bachman weighs the cave samples. Lab workers dilute the cave samples to purify them. They ferment the microbes to isolate the biologically active components of the microorganisms. And chemical extraction techniques pull out the potential drug-like compounds.
Each one of these peaks, in principle, is a compound that comes from one of these cave organisms.
Bachman's team developed software to filter through thousands of molecules to find the single new molecule. Exposing these molecules to intense magnetic fields allows the chemist to determine their three-dimensional structure. Bachman's lab has isolated 15 promising cave compounds with activity against cancer cells and against malaria.
About half of what we're finding are new molecules, which is extremely exciting to us. That's a very good success rate.
Bachman will keep the cave search alive to keep his dream alive. He's determined to find new drugs to help fight diseases, all from under the ground. In Nashville, Barb Kramer reporting.
Bachman has recovered almost 30 samples. They'll take up to a year to fully investigate. And here's a cool fact about Vanderbilt's beautiful home state. Tennessee has some of the deepest caves in North America, and there are more than 8,000 caves in Tennessee. Remember when H1N1, nicknamed the swine flu, was on everyone's mind? Lots of people were debating whether to get a separate vaccine against the virus. Well, Vanderbilt was at the forefront investigating H1N1, and I even took part in a vaccine trial to protect pregnant women and babies. But Vanderbilt's research into H1N1 started way before these trials, and much farther south. Fernando Pollock, an associate professor of pediatrics at Vanderbilt, does most of his work at his research center in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Pollock recently met with colleagues at the Vanderbilt Vaccine Center and talked with us about seeing the H1N1 pandemic firsthand.
When the pandemic virus showed up in Mexico, I was in Turkey at a conference, and I emailed Jim Crow and Kathy Edwards, and I told them, I think this resembles very much what we've been seeing with other viruses in the past. Of course, when you are facing a 100-year-old question and you somehow think that you may have at least part of the answer or the answer, well, it is fantastic.
Pollock and colleagues in Argentina and Nashville recently published an article in Nature Medicine describing that young, healthy adults hit by the H1N1 pandemic were likely made critically ill by their own immune systems. For more on the study, go to mc.vanderbilt.edu/reporter. We all know know, the Commodore Nation is in full basketball mode right now, but new football coach James Franklin took center court to get everyone excited about the future of Doors football.
We're going to succeed. Go Doors!
Our VUCast team had a chance to hang out with Coach Franklin for a behind-the-scenes look at signing day.
We got Baron Dixon decommit from Mississippi State and committed to us. We got tight end Vanderbilt that decommitted from Arizona State and committed to us. So we've been on fire here lately, man.
See the full video on news.vanderbilt.edu. Follow the latest developments with Franklin and all the Commodore teams on VUCommodores.com. And while you're there, check out a cool video tour of the snazzy women's locker room and lounge.
Hello. Hi, welcome to the locker room. Come on in.
I can't imagine Vanderbilt students who also juggle SEC sports have time to lounge around, but maybe they do their homework here. For VUCast, I'm Amy Wolf.